Hello and welcome to the 2014 Paradise Jam preview show of the men's tournament. Just like all you college hoops fans around the territory, I look forward to this time of year when one of the nation's premier Division I college basketball tournaments returns to its home right here in the U.S. Virgin Islands and brings with it talented teams from the top conferences in college hoops, many of whom we tend to see doing battle during the madness of March. This is a very special year for the Paradise Jam. When the men's tournament kicks off on November 21st, it will mark the 15th year of the tournament's run right here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Over the next half hour, we'll preview the teams and matchups you'll see from the 6 teams vying for this year's tournament title. And with me now is the man who puts it all together and joins us here every year to preview these games. It's my boy, Nels Hawkinson.
Let's go. Let's go.
President, Executive Director, founder of Basketball Travelers, and founder of the Paradise Jam here in the Virgin Islands. Welcome back, Nels. You know we love to have you.
15 years. 15-year anniversary. Can you believe that?
It's incredible.
Wow. I was like 12 when we first started.
Well, I must have been, you know, in the womb or something like that.
No, it's great.
This is fantastic. So this is a big year for the Paradise Jam. Before we get into previewing the men's tournament, just take me back a while. This is a tournament that has gone from, you know, Eudora Ken's gym to the Sport and Fitness Center at UVI, national broadcasts on CBS Sports Network, huge teams that we see, you know, doing the dance in March, and Basketball Travelers has grown with this tournament as well as the relationship with the Virgin Islands. Take me back over the last 15 years of the Paradise Jam.
Well, the first time I came on an island, you know, nobody knew me, nobody knew anything. So I went in to see Sinclair Wilkinson, who happened to be the principal at Eudora Ken High School. And I came in and I said, you know what? I said, I'd like to talk to you about this event. And the secretary goes into his office. He goes, there's a white tourist in your office. And I have no idea what he wants. So we started with that, we built on that, and so we had the first event there, and we had all kinds of complications. We had dead animals in front of the gym and in front of the hotel. The water was coming up through the tartan floor. It's wood floor now. We had, right before teams were arriving, the grass was piling high in front of Eudora Ken. They brought goats to chew on the grass, and then on through the next few years, the hotel shut down with no air conditioning for 2 days, and that was, you know, so a lot of miserable things you know, fight through. But you know, in order for anything to be successful, you will have drawbacks, and you just take those. Inhale, you remember to breathe each time, and we've made it through, and we've got people believing in us, and the government's come alongside us, and tourism to believe how this is such a great program for promoting tourism all across the nation and around the world, actually. So it's been great, you know, 15 years and counting.
The tournament has grown, Basketball Travelers has grown along with it, and there are people here, local staff who you bring in to work on the tournament every year, some of whom who've been with you for 15 years. Peter Seipel, he is the athletic director at Eudora Ken, has been working with Paradise Jam for, this will be his 15th year.
Yeah, you know, we have over 325 people from the television broadcast to the high school volunteers from a lot of the high school, most of the high schools in the territories. In fact, some of these high schoolers that were originally back 12, 13 years ago, they're professional people. Hello, Mr. Hawkinson. And first of all, Mr. Hawkinson is my dad's name, and I don't recognize you. I'm really sorry. You were like 16, and you know now you're 30. You know,
right.
So
they've grown up with you.
Yeah,
and
and that's part of the thing. It's grown into the culture a little bit, and everyone looks forward to it as I do to come down each year.
We've come a long way from leaky gyms and goats eating grass. I mean, this is a premier tournament. It is glossy, it is glitzy, it's well attended, and you have something new for us this year that we're probably not going to expect. Let us have it, Nels. What's going on this year for 15-year Paradise Jam? What are you getting special for?
So I've been to 75 countries. I've been in a zillion gyms. I've been in more hotel rooms than the Gideon Bible. So I want to create something this year in the 15th anniversary that we may keep. We'll see what goes. I'm calling it the beach zone. So we're taking the bleachers on the one end and pushing them back, and we're bringing in real palm trees. We're bringing in hammocks, kids' pools. We're bringing the beach chairs all in the tiki huts, the tiki torches, because when the games are on TV and they're seeing over there, you'll be doing some interviewing as one of our sideline reporters on CBS, And so they're going to look and they go, what is going on over there? The Virgin Islanders know how to party, man. They're unbelievable.
Nels, finally, you give me my proper space at the gym. A lounge chair and some sand. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, straight up on that.
This is going to work out just fine.
You know, we're going to do some other fun things. On the opposite wall, we're going to put all our former champions and the teams and the logos. We got some other cool stuff. We're going to have the selfie station, big 8-foot by 8-foot banner, so you can come and take a little shot of you with your whatever mobile device you have to show back to all your friends, you know, that you're at the Paradise Jam. And then also, I'm not sure if there's any rules or regulations, government, but we have one of those flip card things. Like if you're in the States and people selling a mattress, we're doing games tonight at the UBI, and we're hiring some young guys to flip these things to remind people of their games at a couple of main intersections, you know, and
liability
the VI.
insurance. This is signs of big times college basketball. Well, we have 8 teams coming down. The tournament starts at 2:30 p.m. on November 21st. It's going to kick off with Clemson and Gardner-Webb. Before we do all that, we'll be right back with more Paradise Jam preview show. We are just getting started,
yeah,
so
we are.
Don't go away.
Paradise Jam is back in some. Paradise Jam!
It's back. That's right. The Paradise Jam Tournament is back, celebrating its 15th year in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the road to the Final Four starts right here in Paradise. The men's tournament kicks off at the UBI Sport and Fitness Center November 21st through the 24th. Watch top-ranked teams like Clemson, LSU, and Seton Hall. Check out our own UBI Bucks in an exhibition game on November 22nd. The women's tournament starts on November 27th through the 29th. Watch big-time matchups with ranked teams like Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. Tickets are available at Champs and the UBI bookstore. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, and $5 for children, high school students, UBI students with ID, and UBI staff. CBS Sports Network will broadcast on November 21st, 23rd, and 24th. For more information and game schedules, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, or log on to www.paradisejam.com. See you at the games. Welcome back to the Paradise Jam preview show. We're previewing the 2014 men's tournament. I'm Monyka, Johnigan, of course, from News 2 Sports, and with me is Nels Hawkinson. He's the executive director, president, founder of Basketball Travelers, sire of the Paradise Jam in the Virgin Islands.
Show me the money.
Oh yes, I can lay it on pretty thick. How much do you want it? Let's talk about this men's tournament. 8 teams. We've always known that the women's tournament has been stellar for years. Women's basketball is has been your baby for a long time. But this men's tournament has steadily grown, and it is a fantastic field this year, great conferences. Talk to me about this men's tournament and how you brought this together and what it takes to get this done.
You know, it's not easy. There's lots of rules changing, which we won't take time to share now in the NCAA. But you know, you're basically allowed 1 team per conference.
Yep.
So, for instance, Clemson's our official team from the ACC, and et cetera, et cetera. But you know, some stats for this year is kind of interesting. 7 or 8 teams come with winning records from last year, so only 1 had a losing record. 5 of the 8 teams have been to the Paradise Jam before, so only 3 newbies, so to speak. Another stat: 5 of the 8 teams were in the postseason last year,
That's what we
which is amazing. Now there's 3 or 4 different men's postseason events, but still a couple of them made it to the semifinals of those postseason. One including the NIT being Clemson.
Yep.
So we have really good teams. We have from big conferences like we talked about, ACC, Big East,
yeah.
SEC. Missouri Valley is actually, they call it the Valley, is actually an incredible conference. You know, Wichita State's unbelievable there. Creighton was great last year. It's a top 4 or 5 conference as well. And Conference USA. So that's kind of exciting things going on. We have 6 games on CBS during the men's tournament. And as a reward for Eudora Ken believing in us 15 years ago, all the students, faculty, and staff of Eudora Ken for the men's event will get free admission on Friday night to fill the stands. So it's Eudora Ken night as a thank you for believing in Basketball Travelers 14 years ago for the event. So a little special love for the Rays.
Pays to be a Devil Ray this year for the Paradise Jam. So speaking of big conferences, let's get into the breakdown for the men's tournament. We're going to start with Weber State. Big Sky Conference. This is a fantastic team. They are right now ranked in the preseason. They're, for the 6th time, I believe, ranked, and they say they're going to win this conference title. Yet again, they've coming off a fantastic season. They're able to capture the Big Sky championship yet again. How'd you get Weber State down here? What do you think they're going to be? This is a sleeper team. This is a team you could see in March.
This is the type of team that wants to and needs to play in this event so they can get national exposure.
Absolutely.
Weber State, you remember a guy named Damon Lillard? Okay, NBA Rookie of the Year, plays for Portland. He's from Weber State. Oh, nobody even knows where he came from. So he was recruited. He's, of course, you know, his resume speaks for himself. They have some other great players as well, but they've been to the NCAA tournament 15 times. We were 15 times in their history, but this coach, Randy Ray, 7 postseason events in a row. Weber State has been. It's not a big little school out in Utah area, but they are really, really good. He is the next new coach to some big daddy. Someone's going to snap him up.
The kind of success he's had.
He's unbelievable. They have 3 starters back. They were 19 and 12 last year. And this isn't a team that, you know, Illinois State wants to play in their opening game. This is a really good team, and that's the 10 o'clock game on Friday. So that's the scoop on the Wildcats from Weber State. They're good, and they're actually one of my top 3 teams that I think have a shot to win this whole thing.
Well, let's change gears and talk about another team that I think should be one of the top 3 in this year's tournament, and that's Seton Hall.
Kevin Willard's the coach. He is a son of a gun. He came here when he was at Iona, and then he came 4 years ago when he first got the job at Seton Hall. So this is his 3rd trip here. He returns just 2 starters back, but he has signed their very first McDonald's All-American since, I think, since about 2000 or 2001.
That would be Isaiah Whitehead
he
you're talking
is.
about.
Yeah, he's the preseason, pick for Rookie of the Year in the Big East. Kevin's done a great job. Had he won most of his one-point games, he actually played in 9 one-point games last year, which he only won 4. Had he won 5 more, it would have been a little different than his 17-17 record. But they are one of also the 3 teams I think that have a shot. They're big, they're talented, and they're bringing a truckload of people. They have a charter plane coming in, as well as another half a plane full of Seton Hall fans coming down here to the Rock for their games.
And little known fact, this Seton Hall team will have some local support. Little known fact, thank you, David Edall, who is our resident basketball historian here in the Virgin Islands. You know, Isaiah Whitehead's teammate at Seton Hall was his teammate at Lincoln High School in New York. His name is Desi Rodriguez, and he has lineage in St. Croix. Desi's grandparents were born in St. Croix, and his aunt still lives in St. Croix now. I spoke to her a few days ago, and she said she will be down here no matter what at the UVI Sports and Fitness Center with her Seton Hall jersey on and her Lincoln High School jersey on. You know, Desi came down to the Virgin Islands last summer to play for the VI national team. And while he met the criteria for the Virgin Islands Basketball Federation, he has VI lineage, he wasn't born in the Virgin Islands, but his grandparents were. He was not permitted to play. FIBA struck him from the list at the last minute, and he had come down, he was ready to play, but they didn't allow him to play for the National Virgin Islands team. So he's coming home, and he's going to be looking for a win.
Well, it sounds like that's your favorite team to win this thing, just a little bit.
I'm just saying, just a little bit. There will definitely be some VI love for Seton Hall. Let's move on real quick and talk about Illinois State. The Redbirds are who Weber State's going to play opening up. Give me a sense of this team, and they're very obscure in that conference.
Quite often, athletic directors hire former players from that program, and Dan Mueller's a former player. He actually played the 1998 team that went to the NCAA's back back, went to the NCAAs. But he has led this team. This is only his third year, but he's led them to back-to-back 18 wins. He was 12 years as an assistant at Vandy, so this is his big calling out job. So the Redbirds are 18 and 16 last year, 4 starters back, semifinals in the CBI. Again, maybe not my top tier of top 3 teams, but they're probably maybe my 4th pick to maybe win this thing.
Boy, we could run this show for about 2 hours talking about this team, so I'm so excited. But we have to take a break right now.
Yeah, we do.
When we come back, we're going to talk about Old Dominion and some of the other teams coming up in the men's tournament. We'll be right back with Paradise Jam Men's Preview Show right here on CBS TV2. Hang out. Don't go anywhere. It's back. That's right. The Paradise Jam Tournament is back, celebrating its 15th year in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the road to the Final Four starts right here in Paradise. The men's tournament kicks off at the UBI Sport and Fitness Center November 21st through the 24th. Watch top-ranked teams like Clemson, LSU, and Seton Hall. Check out our own UBI Bucks in an exhibition game on November 22nd. The women's tournament starts on November 27th through the 29th. Watch big-time matchups with ranked teams like Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. Tickets are available at Champs and the UBI bookstore. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, and $5 for children, high school students, UBI students with ID, and UBI staff. CBS Sports Network will broadcast on November 21st, 23rd, and 24th. For more information and game schedules, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, or log on to www.paradisejam.com. See you at the games.
Paradise Jam is back in sleep. Paradise Jam!
Welcome back to the Paradise Jam Preview Show. We're previewing the men's 2014 tournament. Monyka Johnigan here alongside Nels Hawkinson. If you're just joining us, we're having a blast already. We've been through several teams, and now we're going to pick it up with ODU. Old Dominion is back in the Paradise Jam. They've been here before, and they are going to play LSU at 7:30 on Friday as their kickoff game. And Nels, this is going to be a good one. This is a must-watch matchup.
Absolutely. The Monarchs from Old Dominion, it's the 3rd time they've been here. This is the first time with a new coach, Jeff Jones. Jeff played at Virginia. He actually was a very good player at Virginia. He coached at Virginia. His team last year, he inherited a team prior to him taking it. They were 5 and 26. Right. He had the biggest turnaround in college basketball last year to get them to 18 and 18. I don't know how you really do that because they're pretty much the same guys. Sprinkle a couple new guys in there. So to go from 5 and 26 before he got the job to last year in his first year, 18 and 18 is pretty amazing. And on top of that, they made the CBI, which is one of the postseason events that they have in the NCAA, to the semifinals. So the boy knows how to coach. He knows to get after it. He's a personal friend a little bit and known over the years. He actually came from American University to take the Old Dominion team, and they're serious. They love their basketball up there. And of course, they're in Conference USA now. They're not in the Colonial anymore, and so that's a little better league. So it'll be interesting to see how they do.
It's going to be interesting, too, because the Monarchs, they had a good 5-on-5 run in practice in their preseason. They're looking fairly good, but in this conference, it's like they can do very well. This is another one of these conferences, like some of the other big ones. They're playing sort of musical teams around, but Jeff seems like he's going to pull this one out with ODU, and we're looking forward to seeing them. It's ODU versus LSU, and they're going to play Friday at 7:30 game. Let's talk about the Clemson Tigers. ACC team coming back to the Virgin Islands for the Paradise Jam. They've been here before, and this team is going to be really exciting to play. Well, first of all, they're bringing everybody and their mother with them. Both squads will be here. The entire basketball program will be here in the Virgin Islands. It's going to be a really exciting game.
Yeah, so I knew Brad when he coached at Wichita State. He brought his staff over there 4 years ago. This is his 5th year at Clemson. They were 23 and 13. They're the best team we have as far as how they finished up last year. They made it to NYC, made it to New York for the semifinals in the postseason NIT. They returned 4 starters, which of course is great.
It's always great.
Yeah, defense is his strength. That's what he really promotes. The one drawback is they lost a guy they thought they were going to have, KJ McDaniels. He went to the Sixers.
Yes, he did. And he's doing quite well, actually.
Yes.
I saw a vicious dunk of his the other night. High-flying alley-oop when they were playing the Bucks. He's doing okay.
So he would have been a senior this year, but he's making some change right now, and so he could probably buy an island down here, instead of visit the island. So, but we're excited to have both the men and women's programs here, and this is one of the 3 teams that I think has a chance to win the title this year.
All of his former players talk about Coach Brownell as the kind of guy who is a teacher first. He has got, KJ McDaniels is the big one who's making the big money, doing very well for the Sixers. It's early, so we'll see how he does. But he has players playing in D-League. He has former players playing overseas in Europe. And, the word on Coach Brownell is he's intense, but he's a teacher.
Yeah, and he's a good recruiter. He's been over to Africa, and he's signed a player from Cameroon as well as Senegal, 2 6'10" guys.
That's right.
So,
and he's doing the transfers. He's playing with his recruiting very well. When you lose a lot of veterans, he's not going all for freshmen. He's been very creative in his recruitment process, getting transfer students and some junior college players.
I'm looking forward to watching him play.
It's going to be so great. Clemson Tigers kick off their tournament facing Gardner-Webb on Friday. They're in the first game of the tournament as it kicks off. Let's go forward and talk about Gardner-Webb, actually. This is a team that the Bulldogs, I don't think if you asked many people, they could tell you much about Gardner-Webb.
Actually, the Fighting Bulldogs, but I've never seen, sorry, not fighting, a Running Bulldog.
Running Bulldogs.
So I've never seen a Running Bulldog, so we're going to see him on Friday night, I guess.
I've got a Bulldog. They don't run very fast.
They got little legs, But head coach Tim Kraft, just in his second year, again, done some great things. 18-15 last year, a pretty good team. However, they are facing a real strong team in Clemson. It'll be hard to get past them. He's a former assistant coach at Gardner-Webb, so again, one of these coaches they brought back. Jerome Hill is the guy that leads them in scoring, about 14.5 a game, and rebounding at almost 9 boards a game. So that's pretty impressive. And they're finished to pick probably mid-range in the Big South conference that they come from.
And that conference and that team could really go with the national exposure. So they have more incentive to win this game, because if they do, they get a spot on CBS Sports Network and play one of those other teams, either Seton Hall or Nevada. And
put Boiling Springs, North Carolina on the map, baby.
We'll be right. We're going to put you on the map. You put us on the map. We'll be right back with more for the Paradise Jam Men's Preview Show. Don't go away. We've got much more coming up. It's back. That's right. The Paradise Jam Tournament is back, celebrating its 15th year in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and the road to the Final Four starts right here in Paradise. The men's tournament kicks off at the UBI Sport and Fitness Center November 21st through the 24th. Watch top-ranked teams like Clemson, LSU, and Seton Hall. Check out our own UBI Bucks in an exhibition game on November 22nd. The women's tournament starts on November 27th through the 29th. Watch big-time matchups with ranked teams like Kentucky, Oklahoma, and Ohio State. Tickets are available at Champs and the UBI bookstore. Tickets are $15 for adults, $10 for seniors, and $5 for children, high school students, UBI students with ID, and UBI staff. CBS Sports Network will broadcast on November 21st, 23rd, and 24th. For more information and game schedules, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, or log on to www.paradisejam.com. See you at the games.
Paradise Jam is back in swing. Paradise Jam!
Welcome back to the Paradise Jam Men's Preview Show. 6 down, 2 to go. I'm Monica with Nels Hawkinson. We're breaking down the tournament teams and having a great time doing it. Let's talk about the last 2 teams we have to talk about. The Wolfpack of Nevada. David Carter is bringing down a very young team. There's not a single senior on the roster.
Yeah, they lose their leading scorer, 20 points, of a team that averaged about 70-some a game. That's a lot of puntos, that you don't have out there scoring. David's, a longtime Wolfpack guy. He coached as an assistant coach for 10 years. And now he's had the helm for about 6. They've also been quite successful, but last year, this is actually our only team with the losing record, which is kind of nice having 7 and 8, as I said earlier in the broadcast. So they were 15 and 17,
Yep.
2 starters back, very, very young.
Very young, babies.
Michael Perez, probably the best guy they have, averaging almost 12 points a game and and he's a guard, so maybe about 3.5 assists. Actually, my son plays for Washington State. They scrimmaged Nevada in a game about a week and a half ago. So
Baby Hawkinson.
Baby Hawkinson, and so I got a little bit of skinny on them. That they're not a team that I expect to win anything, but you never know. I mean, they do have 2 foreigners. They have a player from Berlin and a player from Athens. And they do play in the tough Mountain West.
This is exactly the kind of team that people don't expect to win, which is when they creep up on you and steal a win from you. They'll be playing Seton Hall, their first game of the tournament. That's 5 p.m. on Friday. So, these fans of the Seton Hall teams, Virgin Islands, you got to get out there and support your team because the Wolfpack is coming for you.
The first of our 6 CBS broadcasts will be that game on Friday.
It's going to be great. Okay, and then last team we have to preview for you, the LSU Tigers. Last but not least, this is a good team.
Johnny Jones, he's been there now just a couple years. He's turned it around with back-to-back 18 win seasons, 18 and 19 win seasons. He's trying to get LSU back to where it used to be, the wonder days of Shaquille O'Neal and all of. No, it is really crazy.
It's a tough conference.
They've got you want to see a shot blocker? All right, Jordan Mickey. He blocked over 100 shots last year, I think 106. That's the most number of shots that anybody's blocked there since who?
Since Shaq.
That baby.
Since
all right.
Shaq.
The Shaq attack. So they've got some players that are very athletic, ridiculously athletic. And so I expect, Johnny, who's a former LSU player himself, and with a nationally recruiting class to do a nice job here off of a 20 and 14 record last season.
That's it for the Paradise Jam men's teams. That's all 8. And before we close out, these teams and this tournament is going to be featured on CBS Sports Network. 6 games played. It's amazing. What a fantastic commercial and exposure for the Virgin Islands. You've done such a great job over at Basketball Travelers, really pushing this tournament. It's gone from Fox College Sports. Now it's on CBS Sports Network. The audience is enormous. And the Department of Tourism has really helped Basketball Travelers a lot with getting the Virgin Islands the most beautiful coverage you can on national television.
Yeah, no, they've provided some financing so that we can get the TV here. We can bring we have about 50 television people involved in doing the broadcast all the way through, the above the line, the below the line folks. They've done a great job and been a great job, an unbelievable job. And we're great partners. We're together for many years to come, so it's exciting. So,
who are some of the other people that help make this
happen?
You got to thank the sponsors.
I'm gonna run through. When we started this out, there were only a couple. So, but Coral World and Havana Blue, SmartNet, Virgin Beverages, A.H. Reese, Ballerina Jewelers, Caribbean Screen Printing, Chalet Dior, Designs, Pizza Hut, Schneider Regional Medical Center, Tropical Tours, Tutu Park, Mall, VI Port Authority, Banco Popular, Broadband VI, Business World, Coca-Cola, how fast can I talk? Comprehensive Orthopedic Global, Daily News, Dial Rent to Own, Home Depot, the Orange Boys, International Capital Management, Mahogany Run, that's right, bring extra pair of pants with you in case you have a hole in one, Red Hook Agencies, U.S. Marine Corps, Wyco, Avis, Divive, CBS right here too, and Innovative, right here, Furniture Giant, MDM Inc., 2K Sports, Belonga Bay, Marriott Hotel, Nike, and of course Tourism and Easy Bonds as our 2 top title sponsors.
That's right.
I thank everybody. It's thanks to you that make this whole thing go and make it possible. And we're excited for our 15th anniversary. Thanks for sticking with us.
Get out to UVI Sport and Fitness Center. Tournament starts Friday the 21st, 2 p.m. game. Clemson is kicking it off with Garner Webb. We're done. I'll see you at the Jam. Nels Hawkinson, Executive Director, Basketball Travelers. I'm Monyka Johnigan. We out.
Let's hear it for the VI. Let's go.
Yeah, yes, VI, not IV. VI. Do it right.
Yo, the place is here. The time is now. On top of the top of the world and I can't come down. No, no, I can't come down. This is how it feels